Hello everybody, welcome to Austin Community College. This is class 10 of our advanced woodworking class. Tonight we're going to glue up the subassembly of the sides, okay? Last week we completed the sanding of the parts, our legs, the bottom side rail, and the side rail. Tonight we're going to combine those into our subassembled side. We have also our clamping cauls to protect the work that we did last week. Here we have the clamps, and they're ready to go for when we've spread the glue and are ready to clamp up. Over here we have the cleanup. A damp rag for our hands, toothbrushes to clean if we have any squeeze out. Alright, let's get started. For the sake of ease, we're going to tape these clamping cauls to the legs, so that when we're ready to start clamping, we don't have to be fighting with those. Very good. Now I think we can start spreading glue. Alright, let's take this one last step and dust out our joints. Excellent. Let's make sure we understand our orientation. This piece is going to plug in there just like that. And we have our back right. Okay, so we're going to glue this and this. Stab that in. Back right, so this guy's going to go just like that. Perfect. All right. All right then, let's spread some glue. We're going to do the mortises first. Lay a bead of glue just right at the top of this entrance. Like that. Now we're going to use a spreading stick to coat that mortise. And we want just enough glue here to coat the surface, and hopefully not so much that it squeezes out everywhere when we clamp it up. Okay. Now I'm going to spread glue on the tenon that goes in that mortise. I'm going to show you this. I just want just a very, very thin layer of glue there. Okay. On all the surfaces. Let's put a little glue on the back side now. And as a by the way, I am not as concerned if glue squeezes out a little bit on the back. It's easier to clean up there because those are flush surfaces. Alright, I've got that started. This is my back right. Let's turn it the right way. We're going to use the clamp to finish that. It was James Crennaugh who they're called gluing up, controlled chaos. Alright, I've got my back right. I want the mortises towards the top. That one went in a little easier. Alright, let me take care of this glue on my hands because I've got to handle this other leg. Alright. Drop glue down in these mortises. And get a nice even spread on those. Very good. Glue on the tenons, and again, just enough to coat that surface is all we're really looking for. On this face side, I'd really like to keep this as thin as I can. We've got a real close step between Laura's recessed part and the tenon, so we have to be extra cautious there. Alright, let's plug this in and get it started anyway. Alright, very good. Give it a whack or two.
What's a whack or two?
Okay. I'm going to lay this thing on its back like that so I can watch that coming together. I can see that I've got a little bead of glue forming. It's going to just squeeze right out, so I just scrape it off. You see where having those clamping cauls in place is really helpful, huh? We're not having to fight to get everything together at the same time. Look at that coming together. It's so nice. I'm watching my spread down here, and I've got about an equal amount showing. Come with the clamp on this guy. Got to watch the clamping bar up against these parts, and then kind of lift it up off of there so we don't damage that surface. And just until she closes, I'm going to raise my clamping pressure on this. I'm showing a little gap. It's going to come up just a little bit and see if that'll close. That looks good. We're still not closed over here. Let's see what happens. Add some pressure. Yep, coming together. I'm going to go ahead and move this clamp down to right there and add a second clamp up here. You want to keep the clamps going exactly parallel across that rail. I know from the video it looks like it's not lined up, but it actually is. Alright, that joint closed. That was worrying me there for a while, but it came together quite nicely. We're looking at the back side of this. Let's flip it over and see how we fared on the face side. I'm showing a gap here. I think what I'm going to do is put this clamp here on the face side. In other words, we're going to change where the pressure is. And again, watch yourself to stay off of these finished surfaces. Well, that looks real good. And now the key is to check and see, do we have any glue squeeze out, right? It looks like we did pretty good on this side. I don't see anything. We've got just a tiny amount of squeeze on this side. Okay. So we'll get after that. I tried to pull in close there where you could see that little bit of squeeze out. It's right there. Put a light on it, see if that helps. See that little white reflection right there? And we have a tiny bit right there as well. Now it's such a small amount, if we left it, the finish would not take there. So we're going to use a toothbrush and we're going to scrub. And I don't know if it shows in the camera, but when it gets wet, you can see this white spot where the glue was. And I just keep rubbing until that white spot goes completely away. And once that white spot goes completely away, I consider that I've got a good start on it, but I'm not finished. Okay, so I've gotten both of those to where I don't see them. I'm going to get a fresh toothbrush or clean that one well. Wring it out really well. I wring it out by tapping it hard on the side of the bucket and go after this a second time. I don't know if I'm putting my head right in the way where you can't see, but there you go. Now it's very important at this stage that you check everywhere. You look for any glue that you might have left behind. Trust me, you'll find it when you start to finish. So it's nice if you can find it at this stage. So now, that complete, we have our first sub-assembled side. We'll finish sanding the other 4 parts for the other side and go through the same operation. We've already got our clamping cauls and our clamps ready to go.